We still see Pusha T, formerly of the rap group The Clipse, out here making music, doing collabs with other artists, making videos and whatnot, but you never hear about his brother Malice anymore. Why is that? He still makes music, last I heard. He just doesn't rap about selling cocaine anymore. Could that be the reason why he's MIA? Missing in action? The first time I heard the song Grindin' by the Clipse back in '02, I was like, damn, that is dope. The beat is crazy. It's like a stripped down, raw to the bone beat by the Neptunes with Pharrell and them. It reminded me of Sucker MC by Run DMC, the way it stood out from everything else at the time because of how raw it sounded. No strings, no horns, just a bass, a snare, a hi-hat, and this weird bopping sound you hear during the hook and the voices. That's it. Beats like this, we used to say, they allow the voice to be the fourth instrument, so you hear everything the MC is saying, loud and clear. The problem with that concept on this song is that they're talking about selling cocaine virtually the entire song. That's the reason why, at the same time I love the song, I hate the song, almost at the same level. Like I said, the beat is a monster, I have to admit that. And the Bulls, they was spitting it, they was killing it. But the content, the fact that they're glorifying selling drugs the entire time, it was a turnoff. Yo, they got kids in the video dancing and everything, which was another problem I had. See, I was working in a middle school in West Philly at the time, and the young bulls was obsessed with that song. They used to have contests at lunch to see who could bang out the beat the best on the lunchroom table. I'm sure that wasn't the only school it was going on at, and I'm sure they started listening to those lyrics somewhere along the line. The Clipse went on to release many more singles and several albums, and coke selling being the main focus of most of their music. I halfway liked a couple other songs they did, like I liked Mr. Me Too, mainly for the beat again, but after Grindin', I was cool. I didn't need to hear a whole lot of the Clipse coke music. I remember reading an article featuring the Clipse, and the interviewer, he categorized them as drug rappers or called their music coke music or something like that, and they were offended, which I thought was funny as hell, and it was hypocritical. I'm saying to myself, like, y'all obviously are that. You can tell that by the first 30 seconds of most of their music. I thought it was funny that they were offended by that label. I was like, y'all might as well be it and own it, as much and as freely as they talk about it. Well, maybe they should have cut that shit out, because by 2010, their manager got popped by the feds for running a multi-million-dollar cocaine ring in real life. Now, I don't know if that's life imitating art or art imitating life, but I do recall seeing a Vlad TV interview with the manager, and he said that a lot of the things that the Clipse were talking about in their rhymes and in their songs were really things from his life. Like, they may have dabbled in drug selling on a small scale, but Bull said he was the one that had the fur coats and the diamonds and the platinum jewelry and the big body Benz and the money counting machines, the big shipments of weight coming in. Maybe that contributed to what happened in 2013. After years of success and chart-topping hits, one half of the sibling duo, Malice, abruptly quit the group, changed his name to No Malice, and announced that he will no longer glorify selling drugs or other criminal activity in his music, and he said he's now a Christian. Now, he never said he would stop making music or that he would stop spitting. He just said no more coke rap. He made 2 albums since the group broke up, but I don't think they did that well. It seems like they were released on an independent or maybe a very small record label. I listened to some of the tracks on one of the albums. It's called Let the Dead Bury the Dead. And I thought about, why wasn't this promoted as heavily as his brother's music? I mean, No Malice ain't all preachy and super religious on the songs I heard. He's not talking about God directly or telling people to go to church on the songs I heard. Matter of fact, you have to pay attention to hear that he's not talking about selling coke and whatnot. His voice sounded like it sounded before, but he's just spitting rhymes over beats like a regular MC. To be honest, I wasn't that blown away by any of the songs in particular. Nonetheless, it was hip-hop, and it definitely wasn't outright whack. Meanwhile, his brother Pusha T kept it pushing and continued to talk about selling coke in most of his rhymes. See, unlike Malice, he's still getting promotion, he got record deals with major labels, he dropping jams, he's doing collabs with other artists, appearing on shows consistently, he's touring, etc. Well, maybe you say to yourself, Malice distanced himself from the quote-unquote evil secular music industry. Maybe they were calling him and he refused to answer. That still doesn't explain why you never heard any of his solo music that he did back then on the radio or the video show. I mean, he did a couple cameos with his brother at a show here and there and a song here and there. But other than that, there have been no sightings of no Malice. Maybe it's because he was over 40 when he went solo, and he was considered too old to rap. But wait, that can't be true because Pusha T is over 40 now and still going strong. You could say that I'm tripping, but in my opinion, the industry turned its back on No Malice because he had a nerve to change his name and stop glorifying criminal activity. God forbid. When he refused to continue to push the criminal agenda, he broke the agreement with the evil geniuses that run the music industry, the prison industry, the jewelry industry, the fashion industry, the luxury car industry, and all the other little industries that feed off the destructive music game. When I was preparing to do this video, I came across an interview with No Malice on Vlad TV, and it was very enlightening. He said he straight up couldn't do it no more. He literally talked about feeling guilty knowing that people have been killed and have died listening to his music. They've done drive-bys listening to his music. They've done things to get locked up and his music was playing in the background the whole time. He talked about negative energy that can come through music, just like positive energy that can come through music, a concept I've referenced many times on this channel. Then they cut to an interview with Tupac's homie, Money B, who was like, yeah, when Pac made regular songs, nothing really happened. But when he started making songs about getting locked up, he got locked up. When he started making songs about getting shot, he got shot. Then he started making songs about dying. This whole thing proves my whole point. The powers that be that run the entertainment industry, they want us out here making destructive music. They want us to destroy ourselves and use our own people's art against us. It's a little off subject, but still on the subject, but you ever notice black movies that show black people in the most destructive, desperate, and depressing situations? Those are the ones that Hollywood loves the most. They're the ones that get the awards and the praise. Movies that show dignified black characters overcoming obstacles and winning, they don't like that as much. I think they might be threatened by those kind of movies, like it gives black people ideas or something. But I digress. I hate the statements, sex sells and violence sells. That's a cliche. First off, that statement implies that without those elements being present, music and movies won't sell, which is bullshit. Just focusing on the music and hip hop, we had 25 years of, albeit not squeaky clean subject matter, but definitely not the lyrical mayhem we're exposed to now. The statement that sex and violence sells says to me that people are animals and that's the only thing they understand, which we know ain't true. Second, understand that anything will sell if it's heavily promoted and marketed aggressively. You could fart over a beat and market it well enough to whereby summertime is the song of the year. It's also a way for them to justify selling sonic garbage to the community. They always either throw the First Amendment at you or they hit you with the cliche that sex and violence sells when you criticize the music that glorifies those things, meanwhile ignoring the potential damage. So to recap, if you make music glorifying selling drugs, murder, and other criminal activity, you'll get the record deals, the promotion, the marketing, the shine. But later, if you try to switch it up and do music without those elements, they don't want you anymore, and they put you up on the shelf like they did Malice. I said it before and I'll say it again. Feels like a trap to me.